Hello, hello, and hello to all of my Taurians. Happy Freedom Friday to each and every one of you all, Taurus. Let's get into it. Let's see what your cards have to say, Taurus. Let's see what your cards have to say. Let us see. All right, Taurus. I am talking to you if you have Taurus anywhere in your birth chart. Anywhere in your birth chart, Taurus. Let's go. Let's see what your cards have to say. All right. The number 16. This video is for the 16th of June through the 16th of July, Taurus. The number 16. So 1 plus 6 is 7. Whenever you see the number 7 opens up to the left, meaning the past. And so the number 7 has a really, really good memory. It enjoys looking back at history just to gather wisdom and understanding of the present. Like, why did I allow certain energies into my life, right? And when you really want to sit down. So hopefully during this time right now, this is the last quarter moon phase. We only have until the 17th before we roll into this next phase of our lives in a new cycle, new phase within a new cycle. So this is a time when you want to start reflecting. Reflecting throughout this cycle. Start focusing on what lessons did you learn, self-care, self-awareness, self. You're focusing on self. Like, what did I learn? So this number 7, like I said, has a good memory. You're looking back to gather wisdom and understanding of your present situation. Why am I here? What did I learn from the past? Number 7 also points diagonally to the upper left, which signifies its interest in developing new ways of being, future technological or scientific breakthroughs, psychic premonitions of the future, and an intuitive understanding of reaching into other dimensions. So, again, when you look back at what you came out of, some of the friendships, some of the romantic relationships, some of the jobs, whatever, some of even the family situations that you came out of, if you really focus on the lesson and how you are where you are today, and you're able to pick out some of the, find the silver lining in it, even with energies you may have felt like to some degree betrayed you, or whatever. Source is saying, can you find any good in it? A lot of times people can't move on because they stuck on something. This person, all I know is that it was all built on a lie. What if it wasn't? What if it wasn't? What if people were just evolving at a different pace like people do all the time, right? So let's get into it. Let's see what your cards have to say. That number 7 looks like a lightning bolt, and it symbolizes lightning insights, intuitive downloads that come out of the blue and light up your mind. So be very careful about the energies around you. Somebody needs to be near water. Here we have the 7 of Pentacles, the 2 of Cups, the King of Cups, the 10 of Cups, the Princess of Pentacles, and also the 4 of Pentacles. This is exactly what I was talking about right here. 10 of Cups. You want to make sure you are around some people who are pouring fresh water into your soil, not toxic water, gossiping and all of that other stuff. I see some kind of proposal. Let's look at everything. So we have the 7 of Pentacles. We also have the 4 and Princess of Pentacles. I'm sure you can see everything. We also have the King of Cups. We have the 10 of Cups and also the 2 of Cups. So some kind of proposal is coming across somebody's path. It could be a proposal in love, that's coming across some people's path. But this could be an amazing time for you all, Taurus. Source wants somebody to get near some water, like possibly a beach, a lake, a stream, something, a natural body of water, that resource. That's just the sound, the vibration of that sound coming in through your ear gate is going to help to flush out the toxins in your spirit. Everything out in the world mirrors everything inside of us. The world is surrounded by over 70% water. Our bodies make up, this earth makes up about over 70% of the water. 70% water. Our bodies make up over 70% water. You have earth inside you. Pull your birth chart. You have earth inside of you. You have fire inside of you, air, water inside of you. You have all the elements. You literally have everything in you. So you don't have to look outside of yourself. You got everything in you to create the life that you know that you either desire and or deserve, right? The life that you deserve, right? So Source is saying to you, instead of somebody wasting their energy and their time, trying to figure some things out, Source is saying just go directly to God. That would solve half the battle right there if you just go straight to God. Like, I've been sitting here spinning my wheels trying to figure out things, and I could just go straight to God instead of going to necessarily people. If you're around toxic energies, Taurus, and they're gossiping and messy and low vibrational energies and stuff like that, if you're working with those types of energies, that's one thing. We don't have dominion over people either way. If you're working with those types of energies and they're very creative spaces and there's a lot going on in their lives, they're not gonna have the answers. But if people around you are they keep their water clean, and even if you feel like your water is getting low, they're going to pour fresh water into your universe. No negativity whatsoever. They're actually encouraging you to move on, to get near water. They may say to you, maybe you need to take a break. Maybe you need to go to the beach. Maybe you need to go to a park where there's water, a lake or something like that. But some kind of proposal is coming across your path, and possibly in love, right? But remember, if you have possibly in love, or maybe you're the one that's wanting to propose to somebody, either or. Maybe it's you that want to propose to somebody, right? Make sure it's not somebody from your past. Maybe hopefully you're not still hung up on somebody from your past, because that would not work out well. Source is saying to you, move forward, not move backwards, right? Maybe somebody wants to propose to you, or maybe you feel like you want to propose to somebody, but again, it's not somebody from your past. We also have the Page of Pentacles. We also have the Six of Wands, the Strength card. We have the Five of Pentacles, and also the Wheel of Fortune. Also, a proposal coming across could be, this is really tricky too. Again, take only what resonates with you. Here we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Magician card, the Strength card, and the Strength card, right? So very clear messages are coming through to you all, and Source is saying to you, the Strength card is the 8th card in tarot, to stay laser focused on your purpose, the reason why you're here. Because what Source is trying to do is create an infinite amount of resources, whatever types of resources that you want, whether it's money, love, great relationships with people, stability, security, loyalty around you. God is trying to get you to create a very firm base. People who are loyal to you, just like they're really loyal to their purpose here on earth. So they're going to be obedient to God, that's loyal. They're secure with themselves. They may have physical and mental security or stability, and or I'm saying and not or stability. People who are just rooted and grounded, very colorful group of energies, right? They may look different backgrounds, those kind of things, but you all are like food for each other's soul, right? So you want to make sure you don't have energies around you. This is where you want to ask God, expose everything in me and around me. Expose everything that's in my spiritual house, that I've given access to my house. That's like, for instance, one of the things that's coming to mind, Taurus, is somebody could have, like a person who likes to host dinner parties. You're ruled by Venus. A lot of times, you like aesthetically pleasing things. Your sign in Libra are ruled by Venus. And so you could have like, let's just, for example, like dinner parties, hosting dinner parties at your house. You could be a man or woman, doesn't really matter. And every time you invite these group of people, something comes up missing, right? You either have a nightmare, so your peace comes up missing, your joy comes up missing, you feel irritated, you and your significant other get into a battle or a fight when stuff like, something is always coming up with when you're around, certain energies are around, your peace, your joy, your happiness. It's just chaos. Y'all always getting into arguments afterward. So it's time to start asking God, who in my life I want to make sure, and even if it's a part of your past, if it was two people that was a part of your past, that your joy came up missing. Now you feel, your world is thrown out of alignment. It could have been two exes, it could have been two ex friends, two ex lovers, two ex whomever. And you could be thinking, okay, I want some new friends in my life. And so, Source is saying to you, don't be so emotionally wounded from two energies in your past that you can't even really see the people that's sitting right in your face. That's how people miss it, and that's how people come up later on and say, "Oh, they were being fake and phony, and they introduced me to their representative." No, God physically had you sitting in some people's faces, and you weren't paying attention because you were too focused on this. The other energies that were around you for what they can get from you, or however the situation happened, or you felt, or they were insecure or unstable mentally or physically, or whatever it was. Source is saying you're so focused on those, so you got to make sure that you don't have these types of energies around you right now. Even in your friendship, you could have, let's say for instance, you were married to two people where you felt like, I'm just emotionally drained. Now I feel left out of something. I feel like, I feel unstable. I feel like I don't know what's going on. I feel like, I'm so emotionally wounded. I don't know what happened. I don't know what I did wrong. Source is saying, ask God for help. God, help me to go ahead and bury the situation from the past. Let me just leave the past in the past. And so I can see what's right in my face right now. I can see what's around me right now. Do I still have people who are giving life to my past situations? Do I still have friends that are still talking about my exes? They're giving life to a situation that I'm trying to move on from, and it's keeping me Do I have family members that are talking about exes? Do I have people bringing me information that's talking about exes? Then I'm trying to move on with my life. Now I'm confused. Now I'm in a new setting or a new romantic relationship, and I'm not sure at this point whether I want to really get married or really want to enter into a new friendship situation, because now my brain is still, that's the enemy. So I see eventually you moving on victoriously, like you saying, you know what, let me get near some water and let me move on, because that's just, like I said, that every time I think about it, it causes me to be emotionally drained. I need to get near some water. I need to get near some energies that is pouring fresh water into my soil. Here we also have the Page of Pentacles. And so I do see, money coming into your life. And again, that money could be a new relationship in your life, new friendships in your life where they're teaching you how to increase your money, but you got to leave the past behind. That's the sacrifice. That's the sacrifice. The new money could be a new love interest in your life where now your income is doubled. Leave the past behind. Somebody needs to leave the past behind. All right, let's see what else we got going on here, Taurus. Three of Swords. We have the Page of Swords. We have the Ten of Swords. We have the Page of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, and also the Five of Swords. So I see that somebody, like I said, has a new and exuberant love in their lives, and it's going to feel like I left those two energies behind. I feel like I'm celebrating. I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off of my shoulder. I was able to move on from some two energies from my past. And see, well, here was the problem. Somebody was afraid of being by themselves. Somebody had so many smear campaigns run on them, talked about, stood out in groups where you wanted to be a part of certain energies, certain groups, and certain such and such, that somebody endured a lot of pain in the past, Taurus. And again, I'm talking to you if you have Taurus anywhere in your chart, that it just seemed like two energies in particular, that heartbreak was deep. It could have been two energies. It could have started at first when you were younger, could have been heartbroken, and then you could have gotten into two other energies, two other relationships, more heartbreak, right? Again, it could have been heartbreak from mom or dad, heartbreak from marriages. It could have been heartbreak from love interest. Love, we're talking about agape love. Somebody was just completely confused and turned around. And so Source says now you have a real opportunity to enter into something that is right along, that's going to keep you in your purpose for Source, for God. When I say Source, Most High God. And so God is sending you information about two energies to move on from them. So I don't know what else needs to happen. I don't know if somebody's waiting for some explanation as to why or whatever, but the only answer is going to come from God. Only answer can come from God. Because even if people try to explain to you, it'll almost have to come into like, so I don't know if somebody's just kind of like with all of this hostility. See, with all of this right here, despite all the things that may have happened to you in the past, you're still standing. And so Source is saying to you, see, you were so afraid of being by yourself. When you took some time to be by yourself and really tune into Source, you actually started thriving. You got up, you said, okay, I'm learning to grow in love with myself again. Now is the time. God, what lessons did you need me to learn? You got my full attention. It's just me. What lessons did you need me to learn about those situations? Because you can't go back to what hurt you to look for an answer. That's why people keep going back to old friendships and old romantic relationships, looking for answers, waiting for somebody to cuss them out and say, I never loved you. I never saw you as a friend. I always thought you was jealous. Oh, that's how you felt. Why does it need to take all of that before somebody can just move on? That's drama. That's unnecessary. And maybe that's not even how people felt. Some people just felt like we just weren't on the same frequency. Oh, that was it? Well, how come you didn't just tell me that? Because you wouldn't have understood it. Here we have flower crown. Here we have 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. Take what you need from the past and move on optimistically. Wear your power proudly and unapologetically, for it is your birthright. It is your eternal, like the soul, right? So if somebody has definitely see all this wilderness in the background. Somebody came out. Like I said, somebody came out of the wilderness and they're wearing their flower crown. I'm talking to men and women, Taurus. Somebody is like ready to thrive. When a person has been hurt, as much as what I'm seeing here in the cards, somebody's almost expecting that same level of hurt. Sometimes people just move on because you're just not on the same frequency. The end. Sometimes not. Don't keep expecting every ending to be traumatic. Like some people are just, like I said, while I get it, while I understand it, at some point in your life, you have to say, I need to learn how to be wise enough to say every ending doesn't have to be traumatic. Sometimes the ending is, everything doesn't have to feel like like this. Some of these swords came from death in your family. That's where some of the swords came from. Not all of them came. And of course, a person who died in your family was not trying to hurt you. It was their time to transition, however it happened. And so, but some of these came from smear campaigns. Some of these came from, people standing around watching other people talking about you and never protecting you. And so this level of hurt can also create that same energy in you, where you stand around and watch and know that people are being hurt and won't speak up and say anything. Well, they'll figure it out just like I figured it out. Sources like, and if somebody picked up on that energy and they felt vulnerable, they may have said, I need to detach from Taurus. I need to detach from Taurus. Again, take only what resonates with you. I'm not just talking to you if your sun sign is Taurus. So spend time with animals. Spend some time with animals. You may have a dog or cat. Somebody may need a support animal or something. Plenty of people get support animals. No shame in that. None whatsoever. No shame in that whatsoever. If people feel like, they have just been mentally overwhelmed and they just sick and tired of being hurt, they may feel like I need to get a cat or a dog, right? Especially if they feel like I'm just emotionally drained. That cat or dog could help them, help them through whatever depression or whatever they're going through. People make so many jokes about people who are really going through, calling people crazy and that kind of stuff. I think I heard this comedian. Who was it? I think it was Chris. No, it wasn't Chris Tucker. It was I think it was Dave Chappelle. Was like, the worst thing you can call somebody is crazy. And I mean, I'm just kind of paraphrasing. You all can look it up online. But he was absolutely right. People have gone through so much. People love to label people as crazy and don't even know half of what the backstory is. So bottom line is here, you never want to be one of those people who are so hurt that you're running around hurting other people and you're insensitive to other people's pain. You would rather people, before they hurt you even more, detach. Even if they don't even have a clear answer. That's why I said to you, Taurus, You're not going back to the people that hurt you for answers. You're going directly to God, because they may not even understand to what depth they've hurt you. Or you may not understand to the depth that you hurt them. Go straight to God. Here we have the Three of Diamonds. We also have the Ace of Hearts. We have the Joker card in reverse and upright. No, just, yeah, reverse and upright. We also have the Ten of Hearts. We have the Five of Clubs. All right, so let's see what else we got going on here. So, like I said, Three of Hearts. Source is saying everything is perfectly aligned when it comes to your money. Somebody could be in a leadership position. Like I said, you're right on a cusp of something big happening. When you're that close to opening up your vault door, the enemy will try to bring up some stuff from your past, and have that to stay on your mind. Oh, these friends betrayed me. My ex took advantage of me, or my exes, they just used me for whatever. All that stuff will come back into your mind, because the enemy doesn't want you in your vault door, because you be praising God too hard. You be stomping a hole in the floor praising God, and the enemy doesn't want you to do that. So stay focused. Here we have the 5 and 4 of Wands. And so again, it's two situations. You're going to feel like, you know what? I was able to leave it behind. I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off of my shoulder. I need to move on. And then that five of Wands is really sources saying your way of finding out, identifying what your demons are. Everybody has demons, right? And so this is, again, where you're enlisting God's help. So somebody may have felt like a fool in upright and in reverse. Like on one hand, you could feel like, I feel liberated, I feel finally free, I feel like a changed person. But on the other hand, somebody could feel like, how come I didn't see it? Like, why did I have to go through all of that? Like, why am I not seeing things ahead of time? That's where you go straight to God. We have the 10 of Hearts and also the Ace of Hearts. This 10 of Hearts, like I said before, here, 10 of Cups, Source is trying to surround you around a lot of people who are pouring fresh water into your soil. And this should be a lesson to somebody. Learn how to protect your joy. Learn how to protect. Like, one of the things that I'm picking up for somebody, Taurus, is like, in hindsight, now everything is crystal clear. Something told me not to marry them. Something told me not to befriend them. Something told me, that something was the voice of God. Something told me not to get close to them. Something told me not to take that job. That something is God. Pay attention to all of that. Pay attention to all of that. Don't let, well, I got to be connected to this person, or I got to give this person a chance. Hey, if you feel like that, and that voice is telling you, back up, stay. Pay attention. Don't let it get that close. Like, look at that energy in all seasons. See how they handle situations. See if you want to be connected to that. Like, somebody needs to start paying attention, protecting their energy. Here we have the Jack of Hearts. The Joker of Hearts. We also have the 9 of Hearts, the Queen of Diamonds. We have the 3 of Diamonds, the Ace of Clubs, and also the 4 of Diamonds. So your reputation, like I said, is intact. That's what somebody is giving somebody just way too much power. I swear. Like, somebody could really think that somebody's trying to ruin their reputation or whatever. You're still standing after a whole bunch of stuff happened to you. So it's just like, because nothing can stop or block what God has already predestined. Nothing and no one. Right? So I'm seeing wish fulfillment for you in terms of your love life and everything, and you being able to heal from 2 past energies in particular. It could be more energies, but 2 past energies in particular, it's been hard for somebody to kind of sort of heal from. Again, Source is saying to you, protect your water. Protect your water. Protect your creativity. Here we have the 4 and the 3 of Pentacles here. Source is saying to you, this 2 energies you've been wasting a lot of time on in particular. So it's just like, I got the perfect job for you. Nothing has happened. Your reputation is intact. Because again, you could have a lot of people that's on your team, right? But this is the time for you to say, I need to move on from something in the past. Like I said, 3 of Diamonds came out twice. So again, it's like I said before, that was just a lesson for you to learn. But every time you talk about it or overthink it, whoever these 2 energies are in particular, Taurus, you're giving life to it. It's like you're just breathing life back into the lungs of something, and you're giving it air. That thing is going to get up and start walking right back towards you. Source is like, move on. Just cut the air supply. Here we have the Ace of Clubs. So the tricky thing about this right here, though, the tricky thing about this, and it's every sign, every zodiac sign, um, is when you got a lot of people around you cheering you on and saying, "Oh no, no, we love you, Taurus," and you're not like those situations from your past. It can also, you got to take insults and also compliments with a grain of salt, right? Because if you really sit down with self, like God wants you to do, you can't. You went through that wilderness for a reason. Somebody went through that because they didn't listen to their inner voice ahead of time, right? And so, if somebody is really honest with themselves, they will say, you know what? Let me sit with self. Let me just stop the madness all around me. Let me stop everybody from talking about such and such. I don't need my ego fed. You know, I played a role in something. Like sometimes you will hear people say online, you know what? That marriage failed because of me. I didn't protect my person. You know, I didn't do this or I didn't do that, and I have to now and I have to accept that they moved on with somebody else. That happens very, very rarely. But, or, you know, that's a person who has really had time to sit with self and just said, okay, let me, because this sword energy, it cuts both ways. So some people have just as valid of an argument, but guess what? Everybody's feelings are valid. Source wants you to tap into your strength. You got the message loud and clear all the time that you've used on this. Source is like you got good things coming your way. You're going to feel, like I said before, somebody's going to feel like either they're going to propose to somebody or somebody's going to propose to you. If for you, that may be just a thing for you to say, okay, but somebody could be pressuring you, not like pressuring you, but like clearly, you need to let this energy go. These two energies, whoever they are, because there's no way I'm moving forward with you if you still holding on to some energies from your past. There's no way. So, I don't know. And they would be, I'm telling you, they would be 100% valid. Just like you being in a new friendship circle. If you're talking about ex-friends, they're like, please don't, yeah, I'm not trying to hit that, you know, that kind of stuff. They're not being mean-spirited. They're like, let's already came through that, but I'm not trying to trauma bond. I just want to focus on having a good time. It's time to take action. That's right. Somebody is going to put some kind of a steam up under you to take some kind of action to leave the past behind. Like really leave the past behind. But again, somebody, whoever has to learn the way, however you're going to learn. So, yeah. But like I said, the main thing when I look here at your cards here is to be, because there's so much money, so many money cards in here. Something from two energies in particular could have rocked somebody to the core. Something could have having to do with somebody's money being affected, or reputation being affected, or loyalty, or something being affected at your root. So this is, we've been talking about the whole time, humility. That's right. Allow me, divine, to always accept the right assistance. I welcome your help in every way and delight in receiving it. This is the humility. That's why somebody had to go through a dark night, you know, really some dark nights of the soul, because somebody, when you really sit back and reflect and God told you to leave situations, somebody was stubborn and didn't want to leave. Like literally, somebody could have gotten married to somebody and figured out right before you got married, this isn't for me, or right after you got married, this doesn't work. But then again, ego set in, embarrassment, shame. I've already told people I can't back out of this. Now I got to find a valid reason. So let me stay in this longer until something happens, and then I can make my escape. So it's just like, that's not. Same thing with some friendships. You know, I don't feel, you know, something about this. We're not on the same frequency. God is like, okay, you don't need something bad to happen before you move. You know, get out of that friendship circle. All you need to do is ask God for help. God, give me an exodus strategy out of it. But a lot of times people don't go straight to God. A lot of times people don't go straight to God. They go straight to their friends. They go straight to this person, that person. They won't go to God first. Imagine if we all went to God first and then waited on God. Imagine if we all did that. And I think everybody is guilty of that, right? Like everybody, don't assume that everybody has it all together. Everybody had to go through those dark nights of the soul where they had to go back to God, you know, knuckles dragging. God, I'm sorry. God, I apologize. Everybody had to go through that. And so, again, to be embarrassed, It was just a waste of energy. Let's see what else we have here. But aren't you glad that God is a merciful God? Aren't you glad that God is merciful? More merciful than human beings would be. Human beings would rather try to expose you, try to embarrass you, humiliate you, make you look like a fool, you know, like they just can't sometimes be obsessed with trying to, harm you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. That's not how God is. So somebody's definitely out of the light. And I don't see where someone is trying to send some kind of bad or negative energy your way, Taurus. Not at all. Matter of fact, I just see there could be some things, like I said, some shadow work when it comes to two energies in particular. And it could be more energies like it. So there could be somebody in your life where somebody is saying you're going to have to choose. It could be somebody's mom. It could be somebody's new love in their life. It could be somebody in your life is basically like it's either me or them. And they serious. They are dead serious. They're like, it's either us, you choose this side, or you choose that side. But all this going back and forth and can't make a decision. So here we have number one. I am innovative. You are a self-starter with very innovative ways of creating opportunity. Your determination and endurance are powerful and will help you get through rough times and reach success. Yep, through rough times and reach success. That is what I have for you, Taurus. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you all on Sunday. But like I said before, all you have to do is reach out to God, because I don't see anybody sending any negative energy your way. This was a case of somebody, which everybody has gone through this. Like, God, I'm not really sure, especially as a physical. As a sign that deals with the physical existence of things. That's all earth signs. Like, okay, maybe you felt like, okay, God, I'm scared. I'm already in these friendships. I'm already in this relationship. I can't back out now. What are other people going to think? What are they going to say? So now I got to wait for something to happen. I'm already in this job. It's not what they told me on the interview. After I already told everybody I celebrated this new job, and gosh, I got to stay on this until something really bad happens. There is no shame in saying, I need to turn on a dime. This is not what I thought it was going to be. I need to move on from these friendships, romantic relationships, whatever. I don't care what people think, what they say. I can just simply say, hey, it's not me, it's not them. God told me something. God told me to move on. I'm listening. I'm going with God's word. I'm not waiting for something bad to happen. So anyway, that's what I'm saying for you all. I will see you all on Sunday. Again, happy Freedom Friday. Let's close out this cycle strong. So whoever these two energies are, source is saying, leave them in the past. Leave them in the past, because otherwise you'll be repeating cycles, and it'll make you look bad. Like I said, this card right here, Five of Swords, it'll make you look bad talking about it. It'll make you come across as hurt. It'll have a total adverse effect, even though your feelings are valid, Taurus, and people are like, oh, that's terrible that happened to you, or that's a shame that happened. Eventually, people are going to start seeing that hurt affect them. So that's where then they may look at you like, okay, well, we can't really trust Taurus, because, like, that's how they talking about people. They cussing when they talking about people. They going off. They upset. They like something like they're like obsessed. Anyway, it's not even necessary. That's what I have for you, and I'll see you on Sunday. Bye.